So we were discussing this question in the last lecture. Let us continue this here. Sum of first P, Q and R terms of an AP are A, B and C respectively, and we need to prove that this expression is equal to 0. So what is given is sum of P terms is equal to A. What does that mean? That P by 2 into twice of the first term plus P minus 1 into the common difference is equal to A. Why have I written in them capital A and capital D? Because I have small a, that means something else here. This is sum of first P terms. So I cannot use it as first term. That is why I am using capital A as my first term and D as capital D as my common difference. So if P by 2 into this is equal to A, if you notice this expression, the first term, I need A by P into Q minus R. So I will try to generate terms like these. So I can easily generate A by P from this. So A by P will be equal to, if I multiply this 1 by 2 inside, it will give me capital A here plus P minus 1 by 2 into D. So this will be A by P. So can you tell me about B by Q? What is B? B is sum of first Q terms. So it will be equal to A plus Q minus 1 by 2 into D. I am writing these expressions by symmetry. You can write these by symmetry or explain it for the comfort of the examiner. But I hope you have understood why I have written expressions like these. So A by P, B by Q and C by R are these expressions respectively. What I am going to do is I will place the value of A by P here, B by Q and C by R. So what I am doing is I am looking at the left hand side only. So I am replacing A by P with A plus P minus 1 by 2 into D into Q minus R here plus B by Q by this expression and C by R by this expression. So let me make some space here. So once I replace these, you will notice that these will get cancelled out everywhere and the sum will come out to be 0. This is what we need to prove. So here at the place of B by Q, what I'll do is I will write it as A plus Q minus 1 by 2 into D and R minus P plus A plus C by R. So it will be R minus 1 by 2 here into D and then P minus Q. This is my left hand side, right? Now you need to multiply these brackets and finally cancel every term. So let me do that. This is Q minus R. So when I multiply it with A, it will be AQ minus AR plus P minus 1 by 2. So P minus 1 by 2 into, if I can keep them like this, I'll be able to take D as common, right, from everywhere. So if I club all the terms that contain D, this will be something like this: Q minus R plus I have taken D outside, and it will be Q minus 1 by 2 R minus P here plus R minus 1 by 2 P minus Q, and rest of the terms like this: AQ minus AR plus this will be AR minus AP, and this will be AQ minus AP minus AQ. So these can be cancelled like this: AQ with AQ, AR with AR, AP with this AP. Now I will get rid of these and make some space for the calculations of the rest of the part. So This calculation you should do yourself, okay? Why? Because this will come out to be 0. Okay, now let us do this calculation. D you can keep outside, you don't have to worry about D, because anyhow the term inside this bracket will come out to be 0, and this 2 also you can take outside. So D by 2 you can keep outside. Now you can multiply this Q into P, so PQ minus Q minus PR plus R, and from here plus QR minus R minus PQ plus P. When you know the answer already, you don't have to worry about anything, right? If you are following all these steps carefully, you will get the right answer. PR with PR and QR with this QR minus P with the plus P plus Q with minus Q minus R. There should be a plus R somewhere. This is the plus R. So you can cancel this. If you see, everything inside this bracket got cancelled. So I've got D by 2 into 0, which is 0. Right? So I started with this left hand side here, put values of these expressions A by P, B by Q. How did I find A by P? By using the given information. So I brought this P here, and this was the A by P that I used here in this expression on the left hand side. Similarly, I found B by Q and C by R, put there, and then see that the left hand side every term will get cancelled out, giving me 0. So this is question number 11. Let us see what question number 12 is. The ratio of sums of m and n terms of an AP is equal to m squared by n squared. Show that the ratio of the mth and nth term is equal to 2m minus 1 and 2n minus 1. That is, sum of first m terms by sum of first n terms is given equal to m squared by n squared. So how can I interpret this given information is that m by 2 twice of a plus m minus 1 into d divided by, what is small a and small d? These are first term and common difference. So the denominator will be n by 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into d, and it is equal to m squared by n squared. This 2 will get cancelled, m by n will get cancelled and give me m by n on the right hand side. Left hand side, if I take, okay, let me write it first. 2a plus m minus 1 into d divided by 2a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to m upon n. Now what I am supposed to find is the ratio of their mth and nth term. So what I am trying to find is a plus m minus 1 into d divided by a plus n minus 1 into d. This is what I need to find out. Okay, what I've got is this ratio. So I have to use this information to find this expression here. And in this expression, the unknowns are a and d. I cannot find the values of a and d separately, so I'll try to find a relation between a and d using this information. How can I find a relation between a and d? I will cross multiply these and see. So I'll have 2a into n plus n into m minus 1 into d equals 2a into m plus m into n minus 1 into d. So I am keeping all the terms that contain 2a on the left hand side. So 2a n minus m will be there on the left hand side, and I am taking the terms containing d on the right hand side. So I'll have d into, this is mn minus m, and when this term comes on the right hand side, this will give me minus mn plus n. D I have already taken outside, so mn in and this mn will get cancelled, and I will have d into n minus m here. So if you see, m and n are two different numbers, hence can be cancelled. So twice of a is equal to d. 2a is equal to d. This is what I have got using this expression here. What I'll do is I'll put 2a equal to d, or this relation in this ratio, to find the value of this ratio. So 2a equal to d. So I can simply replace this d with 2a. If I do that, let me change the color of pen. If I do that, I'll have a plus m minus 1 into 2a in the numerator, and in the denominator a plus n minus 1 into 2a. You see, in the numerator and denominator I can take a outside. So if you take a common from the numerator, you will have 1 plus 2m minus 2 divided by 1 plus 2n minus 2. So a will get cancelled. This is 2m minus 2 plus 1. So 2m minus 1 divided by 2n minus 1. This is the ratio of their mth and nth term. 2m minus 1 divided by 2n minus 1. Alright, I hope you got this question. So when you cannot find values of a and d separately, what you do is you find the relation between a and d. And this is a question of ratios, so a got cancelled, and finally you got the required ratio. The sum of n terms of an AP is 3n square plus 5n, and its mth term is 164. Find value of m. See, what is given is mth term, that is a plus m minus 1 into d. It is equal to 164, right? And we need to find value of m. That means values of a and d I will get using this information that is given in the question. Okay, and if you have listened to that lecture, that arithmetic progression extra lectures, okay, there is extra playlist of lectures in the playlist. Okay, so you need to access the playlist. There you will find arithmetic progressions extra lecture. So if you have seen that the sum of n terms is given as 3n square plus 5n, you can directly say that the common difference will be 6, which is double of coefficient of n squared. And common difference is 6, and what is the first term? This is sum of n terms. So if I place n equal to 1, I will get the first term, which is 8. So first term is 8, d is 6. How difficult is it to find m if I have got this relation? Let me see. 8 plus m minus 1 into 6 is equal to 164. So m minus 1 into 6 is equal to 156, and m minus 1 will be equal to 6 2s are 12, 3, 6 6 are. So m is equal to 27. This is how you will find. Now if you cannot apply these shortcuts, because we are writing examinations on the CBSE pattern, so what you can do is you can go in details a little bit. So what you will do is, right, this is something I wanted to show you based on those extra lectures. You can solve these questions very easily, but let me show you how to show it for your examiner. So sum of n terms is given as 3n squared plus 5n. So I can say first term, or S1, is equal to 3 into 1 squared plus 5 into 1, that is 8. This is the first term. Now what about the common difference? To find common difference, what you will do is you will find S2 first, which will be A1 plus A2, which is 3 into 2 squared plus 5 into 2. So this is 4 into 3, 12. This is 10, 22. If I subtract S2 minus S1, I will have A2, which is equal to 22 minus 8, 14. Now I've got second term. I've got the first term. Common difference will be what? 14, that is second term, minus first term. So the common difference will be 6. Okay. Common difference is 6. First term is 8. Rest of the story you already know. So these are the two ways you can think about this question. insert 5 numbers between 8 and 26 such that the resulting sequence is an AP. So let us consider these 5 numbers to be A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and then the next number is 26. I have inserted these numbers in such a way that this resulting sequence is an AP. So if it is an AP, what is the number of terms of this AP? It is 7, right? And I have inserted 5 terms and there were 2 terms already. So total number of terms is 7. This is the 7th term. So I can write A plus 7 minus 1 into D equals 26. And A also I already know. This is 8. So I should write 8 plus 7 minus 1 into D equals 26. So this is 6. 6D is equal to 26 minus 8. That is 18. So D is equal to 3. I have got D equal to 3. I have got A equal to 8. So A1 is the second term. So it is A plus D. 8 plus 3. That is 11. So if I add, this is 11. Now if I add 3, I will get this term, this term, this term. So I am adding 3 to get the next term, which is the property of arithmetic progression, that the two terms are separated by the common difference. If this is the AM between A and B, find the value of n. So what is the AM? A raised to power n plus B raised to power n divided by A raised to power n minus 1 plus B raised to power n minus 1 is equal to AM between A and B, that is A plus B by 2, right? So this expression on the left hand side is equal to A plus B by 2 and we need to find value of n. What I am going to do is I am simply cross multiplying these. So I will have 2A raised to power n plus 2B raised to power n equals A into A raised to power n minus 1. So A raised to power n minus 1 into A. These powers will get added. So it will be equal to A raised to power n plus A into B raised to power n minus 1 plus B into A raised to power n minus 1 plus B raised to power n minus 1 into B will be B raised to power n. Okay. So on the right hand side I have got A raised to power n plus B raised to power n, and on the left hand side I have got twice of A raised to power n plus twice of B raised to power n. So effectively A raised to power n plus B raised to power n is equal to this plus this here. And if you see, let me first write it. A into B raised to power n minus 1 plus B into A raised to power n minus 1. What I am going to do here is I will take this term on the left hand side. So A raised to power n minus B into A raised to power n minus 1 will be equal to A into B raised to power n minus 1 minus B raised to power n. And I will take A raised to power, what can I take as common? N minus 1. Okay. From here I'll have A, this is B. So I have taken n minus 1, A raised to power n minus 1 outside. So out of this n minus 1 has gone outside and I am left with A raised to power 1 inside. Alright. And on the right hand side I will take B raised to power n minus 1 common. So I'll have A minus B inside. I can cancel these A minus B on both sides because A is not equal to B. A and B are two different terms. So A raised to power n minus 1 is equal to B raised to power n minus 1, and A is not equal to B. A is not equal to B, right? This is, you need to keep in your mind. So I can write A by B raised to power n minus 1 equal to 1. A and B are two different numbers. Otherwise, these could have been cancelled, A and B, right? So if these are equal, these would be true for any value of n. But these are not equal, so this power has to be 0. So n has to be equal to 1. What? So this is what I need to find out. N, value of n, which is equal to 1. Okay. Let us see what do we have next.